The world of Formula One is full of mind games, and the 2026 pre-season test in Bahrain has been a perfect example of this. While everyone has been watching the fight over Mercedes and their secret engine trick, the German team has been working hard to put the attention on their biggest rivals, Red Bull Racing. According to Mercedes, the new Red Bull car, with its very first engine made in their own factory, is so fast that it is already the clear favourite for the championship. But is this the truth? Or is it a clever lie to hide Mercedes' own strength? Let's look at the story of Red Bull's surprisingly strong start and the war of words that has erupted in the paddock. Red Bull came into the 2026 season with a big question mark over their head. For the first time, they would be using an engine built by themselves in their new Red Bull powertrains factory with help from the American car company Ford. Building a new Formula One engine is an incredibly difficult thing to do, and many people expected the team to have a lot of problems with reliability. However, from the moment the cars hit the track in Bahrain, it was clear that Red Bull had done a great job. The new engine ran almost perfectly, and the team was able to complete a huge number of laps over the 3 days of testing. This was a huge relief for the team and a big surprise to the rest of the paddock. Max Verstappen said it was amazing to see a new engine maker be so reliable from the very start, and he joked that he was happy the car didn't explode when it left the garage. This shows just how much pressure the team was under and how proud they are of what they have achieved. This strong reliability immediately got the attention of Mercedes. Their team boss, Toto Wolff, quickly started telling the media that Red Bull was the team to beat. He said that the Red Bull car was the benchmark and that they had a huge advantage in how they used their electrical energy, claiming they were a full second a lap faster than everyone else. This is a classic Wolff move. By talking up his rivals, he tries to make his own team look like the underdog, which takes the pressure off and helps manage expectations. It is a clever plan, but one that Red Bull was not going to fall for. Their technical director, Pierre Wache, immediately pushed back. He said that Red Bull is not the benchmark, not by any means. He said their own data showed that Ferrari, Mercedes and McLaren were all ahead of them, and that Red Bull was only the 4th fastest team. This is, of course, also a mind game. Red Bull does not want to admit how fast they are, because that would only give their rivals more information and a reason to work harder. The result is a fascinating game of cat and mouse, with both teams trying to hide their true speed. Neither side is giving anything away, and both sides know exactly what the other is doing. One of the most interesting technical stories of the test has been the discovery of a clever trick that Red Bull is using to get an advantage. Their drivers have been seen using very aggressive downshifts, going down to 1st or 2nd gear much earlier and more often than their rivals. This high revving method helps to spin the turbo and generate more electricity for the battery, which is very important under the new 2026 rules. With the sport now requiring a 50-50 split between combustion and electrical power, managing energy has become one of the most important parts of the game. Red Bull seems to have found a very smart and simple way to generate more of it. What makes this story even more interesting is that Mercedes appears unable to copy this trick. It is believed that their own secret engine design, the one that gives them the higher compression ratio when hot, also makes the engine more vulnerable to damage from sudden high revs. This means that Mercedes' own clever trick might actually be preventing them from using another one. It is a perfect example of the complex engineering trade-offs that are a big part of modern Formula One. Every decision has a consequence. Every advantage comes with a price. Despite the good signs from testing, Red Bull is staying calm. They know that testing can be misleading and that the true order of the teams will only become clear at the first race in Melbourne. Verstappen has been quick to dismiss any talk of being the favourite, saying he has no idea where the team really stands. The drivers are also still getting used to the new cars, which are much harder to drive than the old ones. They have less grip, which means they slide around more and are harder on the tyres. Verstappen has been very critical of the new cars, calling them anti-racing and Formula E on steroids. He is not a fan of the direction the sport is going. And Red Bull knows that the only way to keep their star driver happy is to give him a car that can win. So what can we say about Red Bull's performance in Bahrain? While it is too early to be certain, the signs are very good. Their new engine is reliable, their car looks fast, and they have already found a clever technical advantage. The fact that Mercedes is so focused on them is perhaps the biggest compliment of all. It shows that the German team sees Red Bull as a very serious threat. The journey to becoming a full engine maker has been a long and expensive one for Red Bull. When their deal with Honda officially ended, they had a choice to make. They could have taken the easy path and become a customer team buying their engines from a rival. But that is not the Red Bull way. Instead, they chose to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to create their own engine department, Red Bull Powertrains. This was a brave move and one that came with a huge amount of risk. The history of Formula One is full of teams that have tried and failed to build their own engines. The fact that Red Bull has not only succeeded in building a reliable engine, but one that looks fast from the very start is a huge achievement. It is a sign of the talent and hard work of the people they have hired, many of whom came from their main rival, Mercedes. The deal with Ford adds another layer of interest. While Ford is not directly involved in the design of the engine itself, their financial support and technical knowledge, particularly around battery technology and electrical systems, have been very important. Under the new 2026 rules, where the electrical side of the power unit has never been more critical, that partnership could prove to be one of the smartest moves in the paddock. The mind games between Red Bull and Mercedes are just as interesting as the technical battle on the track. Toto Wolff is a master of the media, and he knows exactly how to use it to his advantage. His claims about Red Bull being a second a lap faster are a classic example of this. By setting the bar very high for his rivals, he is creating a situation where he cannot lose. If Red Bull is as fast as he claims, then he can say he told us so. If they are not, then he can claim that his own team has done an amazing job to catch up. It is a clever move, but one that Red Bull is smart enough to see through. Their calm and quiet response shows that they are not going to be pulled into a war of words. They are happy to let Mercedes do the talking while they focus on their own work. This quiet confidence is perhaps the most unsettling thing of all for their rivals. It suggests that they have a lot more speed that they are not showing yet. The downshifting trick is a perfect example of the kind of innovative thinking that the new 2026 rules are designed to encourage. The teams that can find the most efficient ways to generate and deploy their electrical energy will have a huge advantage. Red Bull seems to have found an early lead in this area. The fact that Mercedes is struggling to copy it is a major talking point in the paddock. It suggests that their own engine design, while powerful, may have some built-in limitations. And in Formula One, limitations have a way of showing themselves at the worst possible moment. The real test is coming. Melbourne will give us the answers that 3 days in Bahrain could not. The war of words will fade away, and what will remain is the only thing that matters. The lap times, the race results, and the truth about who has actually built the fastest car. Red Bull have started their new journey as an engine maker in the best possible way. They have sent a clear message to the rest of the paddock. They are here to win.